Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to show you a quilt that I just finished and I had so much fun making this. This goes together so easy and I did a scrappy border which was a lot of fun to make. So come along and let me show you how to do this. I start out by cutting 2.5-inch strips. You want to have 5 different fabrics. This would be perfect for a scrappy quilt project. Then once you get your 5 pieces, you're going to want to line them up, put them in the order that you like, and then you're going to sew them together with 1/4 inch seam allowance. And so I'm just going to pick them up and take them over to the sewing machine. Also, I'm going to need 5-inch squares out of my white. I am using white for this part. The amount you need will depend on how big you want to make it. Once you get the squares cut into 5 inches, you're going to want to cut them on the diagonal, just like this. And then you want to go ahead and start putting everything together. You don't have to worry about anything matching on the ends. You're going to be cutting it again after you iron it. I love using a little piece of fabric at the end. It just holds the machine ready for my next time I want to sew. If you haven't tried that, you should try it. It makes starting and stopping so much easier. I just keep several pieces next to where I'm working. These don't match up on the ends, but that's fine. It doesn't have to. You just want 5 pieces sewn together. And just like that, you have 5 pieces all together. Now you need to make sure you iron it nice and flat before we cut it. Now I'm going to line it up on the line, and I'm going to make 4-inch strips. Get it as even as you can, and try to get as many 4-inch strips out of each time you make a 5-piece strip set. You're going to want to get as many 4-inch pieces out of it as you can. That's where it doesn't matter on how long the strips are that you put together. They need to be at least 4 inches. The longer they are, the more you get out of each piece. It makes it go really fast doing it this way. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this piece, but I'm going to save it. I need to turn this one around and get this one trimmed up. And you want to get several different colors. I just kind of wanted to show you some other things you can do with it too. I love to play around with them after I make them, like different ideas for another quilt. The way that I did this to make sure it was even was I folded the strips in half. I want to find the center. I tried using chalk and the chalk kept coming off. So what I did was I took my scissors and I just cut a little tiny piece on each side. That's perfect. And then you want to do the same thing with one of your white pieces. You want to find the center and cut out just a tiny little piece so you know where the middle is at. Just like that. Now you want to line those up together, matching the centers together. And get ready to sew that piece down. Just like that. It's that easy. This block comes together so quick. It's such a fun one to do. And then you just want to put another one on the other side. Finding the center again and making sure to mark that spot. And then get ready to iron. Now you want to line your block up just like this, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to square it. This is 7 inches now, so we want a 7-inch square. And I'm be cutting all of that off. And then I'll flip the block and do the other sides. And just like that, the block is done. That comes together so easy. Once you get all your blocks done, you're going to want to start putting them on your design wall, trying to decide how you want them. I really like the look of this too, but I wanted to do something a little different. As I was watching this come together, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do to it to change it up just a little bit? But this pattern would be perfect as well. I decided to take 1.5-inch strips and make it almost look like window panes. I want to sew that around the block. So I'm going to put that in there, sew each one down with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance on each side. Once you get that done, you're going to want to press it, and you definitely want to even it up again. Just like that. Now it is ready for another strip. Then once you get it all put together, now you can put it back on the design wall and see if you like the way that looks. And I really do. Comparing the two together, I just really like the looks of the way the bottom is turning out. When I put each panel together, I want to make sure I line up the seams and make sure I pin them so I know they'll be exact when I sew them down. And then I need to add one more on. And I like to double check it like that as well. Here I took 2.5-inch strips, the leftover scraps that I had, and I sewed them together, or if there were some that were already together, I took them and I cut them in 1.5-inch strips. And that is how I made my border. Now it was time to pin. I make sure to pin it really well. And it is ready to be quilted. Such a fun project. When I finish a quilt and I put the binding on, I really like to hand sew it on. For some reason, it's very enjoyable to me to do this. It's just a slower process, and I just really enjoy this part. At the end of this video, I'm going to put up 2 of my other videos if you'd like to click on them. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching.